What's up guys, and welcome to Never Alone. This is a game that came out on November 18th, 2014 for the PlayStation 4, and it is a really good one. It is sort of like Limbo in the sense that it is an atmospheric puzzle game, but it definitely has its own differences and it's definitely its own game. It's really fantastic, so why don't we head in and I'll talk a little more about it. Okay then, so we can see it's sort of like a 2.5D platformer, how we have this 3D, landscape and characters, but it's obviously only in one plane. And I'm gonna sort of be talking over the voices just because you can see the subtitles and it isn't in English, obviously, but that's sort of the aesthetic here. It is all about sort of reviving and utilizing and showcasing this amazing Arctic sort of Indian culture, and I'm sorry if I'm not well versed in properly describing it, but it's this Ice Age style. As you can see here, look at this gigantic ribcage behind us. And with the game, how it's designed is beautifully, because the small things matter so much, because everything is so basic. You can see most places like this, you can only see snow for miles. But where this is different from something like Limbo, where it's a puzzle platformer with some atmospheric elements to it, is that it is actually sort of a cooperative thing. You have a fox with you, and he or she, never really sort of defines it, but will help you in your adventures. The fox has a connection to these spirits, you can see that were helping us here. And the girl, Nuna, and the fox both have their own abilities that make them unique. You'll be able to use both of them. And if you have a second player with you, you can actually do local co-op, which is really cool. It's actually something that I would suggest trying out if you have somebody nearby and you want a game where you can enjoy the story. And you can see that there's definitely still elements to it, like platformer type elements to it. I would say that sometimes the animations are a little jumpy, like I guess they're just, I don't know really how to explain it, maybe just a little not as realistic as I was expecting, but that's an okay thing. It's not bad in any way, and the game actually looks really good. Overall, the animations are very fluid, but there's an occasional jumpiness that's sort of like, what? But the story, of course, is where this game really shines as well. Like I said, it is this interesting cultural experience that you don't really see in any other game, because it's real. This was a real story developed by some type of Arctic culture, and that's divine. That's really cool. And overall, the game's a really solid experience, especially if you like narrative in your games. When it comes to the platforming itself, it is definitely difficult. Here's a big key story element, but it's not major spoilers. This is pretty early in the game, like 20 minutes in, maybe 30. Alrighty then. I definitely just wanted to give you guys a few seconds to take that in, and you can see the interesting style. Like, you can tell this is way different from an average game. Now you might see these owls around, and you're actually gonna see those throughout the game, these white owls. You can actually find them in secret hidden spots, and if you find them and unlock them, you unlock cultural insights, which are usually videos or little documentaries or just little insights about how the game was made and the culture it's based around, which is cool if you'd like to diverge more into that, and if you actually care about what the culture's going on. But of course, you can see there, the dog can be a key element. He can sort of use his claws to climb up this wall, knock down some rope, and help out. Now the girl actually has some use. For the first 10-20 minutes, she actually, like, I don't know, she feels sort of useless, but as time goes on, as I think we're about to see, she will actually have, okay, I thought that was gonna kill her. Okay, we're good. She actually does have use. She has the ability to pull crates like the one we see on the ground right here. So we can grab this one, and that's something, of course, the fox can't do. So there's a balance to it, of course. You actually feel like a bonding adventure, and it's really cool because you feel these two characters bonding and becoming a good team, even though no dialogue is shared between them. Besides the narrator, there really isn't any dialogue, of course, because it's just sort of that type of game, and it's really cool. It sort of gets a Wall-E sense to it. Okay then, all right, let's knock this down. There you go. Cool. And as this fun cooperativeness, it's really a great game. I'm really enjoying it thoroughly. All right, let's hop down here. One of the things that there's sort of a cold reality to this game when you die. I might actually showing off death just because it's sort of like you sort of feel bad when you die. But sometimes it's sort of like it's so abrupt and it's like you sort of laugh sometimes, like here, just fall off, and it's just like the dog's crying. Maybe on this more, but I don't know. But sometimes I'll be taking the story seriously and whoops, I accidentally jump off a ledge for no reason, and I sort of chuckle to myself. And if, that's sort of, breaking to the lore to you, then I don't know, I feel like that's probably the only downside. And if that's the only downside to a game like this, then it's fantastic. But I mean, sometimes it's, you know, the stuff you have to replay when you die can be a little annoying. But like I said, these issues are usually minor. Oh no, I'm so sorry, puppy. And then she cries and it makes me feel so bad. But it's just, yeah, it's really a great game though. I'm actually really enjoying it. Usually, you know, this pacing of games sometimes frustrates me, and I'm really bad at this game, aren't I? But usually the pacing of this kind of game frustrates me. It's a little too slow. I just sort of want to move on and keep going. And you have to pace yourself a bit, not only in the style of gameplay, but in the fact that, you know, there's story stopping you. You have to stop and listen to the story to know what's going on. But it's still really, really cool. I also like the graphical detail on like the fur coat. It's really hard to do that stuff from my knowledge, and they really did master it well. You know, the fur coat and that stuff actually looks like fur. Let's make this jump. Cool. And there's also some chase scenes in this game. Like, you open the game up to being chased by a polar bear. And it's really cool in that sense because it's like, it really does feel intense at times, which is really, really awesome. All right, then let's make our way over here. And where are we going now? So if you like a platformer with some type of story key element to it within a rich world and sort of lore that's very, very unique, Never Alone is a nice one to pick up. If you're also looking for a more story-based and serious co-op experience, this isn't going to be the same as playing through Super Mario Brothers as co-op. It's going to be much, much different. But if you have like a more mature person that you want to play co-op with, this is a good game to pick it up for. And overall, Never Alone is fantastic. Either way, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and sharing it with your friends and family. Also, commenting in the comment section below is always appreciated, because I read those and respond to many of them. What do you think about Never Alone? Do you think you're going to grab it, or maybe you already have it? Feel free to let me know. Also, if you're interested in the game, it will be in the link in the description, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.